Hi, Hiram here. The other day I did a video on my long-term tests on these Weber lighter cubes. They're the ones that I had cased in plastic and then had them stored in a paper bag since February 25th of 2011, a little over 2 years. I had some questions and suggestions given to me since I did that one. A couple of people, along with Next Level Adventures 1, said, can't you just cut the squares out of the individual packets from the entire tray and keep them in the original packing? In the other two of the boxes of these that I got before, the aluminum foil across the top was just across the top. It wasn't sealed for the individual boxes. So I went out today and got a new box to see what they're doing. And let's see. So this is the way they come out. Sorry about the flash there. Aluminum foil. Now it kind of looks like maybe they're seamed. They weren't before. But see how they're, I think they're actually molded in these, in the plastic. And it would be nice to be able to just cut this through and have these as individual cubes. But I'm not sure. So let's see. Let me cut this first row. See what happens. Cut this one out. I can see there's stuff already leaking all over the place. Little tidbits of the stuff. It's like a fine styrofoam. No, see, it's really not sealed. Now it's sealed on these two corners because I picked the corner piece, but it's not sealed. Okay, let me cut another one out of this. So this edge will be sealed, but I don't think, because you can see, yeah, they did mold these in these packets because there's the Weber lighter cube material all through here. So I really don't think, oops, I have to clean that up. No, it's not sealed. They have chambers going from side to side. I don't think you'll be able to see it here. This, it's like when you're molding something, it's like an air hole type thing. So it's open there. And the rest of it's maybe, no, not really. It's not sealed. No, just laying there. So unfortunately, like I said, with the other years, the other packets that I got, I would take them all out of this and put them in either a plastic bag or a jar. So unfortunately, we can't just cut them apart. Yeah, there's all kinds of, if you look at it from the bottom, you can see where all kinds of stuff is squished around. So no, they don't look like they could be cut out and kept individually wrapped. Darn. That's what makes the difference between the wet fire tinder and these, other than the price. I mean, these are way, 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 way cheaper, but the wet fire are individually wrapped. I put them away already. So that's why I did that stuff, like encasing them in wax. Then I got a comment from WJF213. He said, I'm going to do a few of mine like this, meaning the wax coating. But I'm also going to vacuum seal a wax coated cube because I include a couple of Strike Anywhere matches in the vacuum sealed bag. I like each unit to be an all-in-one fire starter. Cool idea. I think what WJF213 is saying is something like this, where you get the vacuum bags. I tried it. I don't know. I don't like, it's kind of redundant. Once you've coated them with the wax, you can put them in almost anything and they're safe. Well, that reminds me, there's another question people have had that I didn't test, and that's how these cubes will last in water. But that might be a follow-up. But this is the idea. Now, I've used this for vegetables and stuff, but I don't put too many things in like this small, where I have matches on the bottom. And I cut the cubes. I think the cubes are way too big to try to fit in here, so I sliced them down a little bit. Let me set up my vacuum sealer, and I'll be right back and we'll play around with some of this stuff. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Now, if you're going to make something like this, like what WJF 213 wants to do, and I'm not knocking this, don't get me wrong. I just think this is kind of big and bulky for myself, but I mean, it's a good idea as far as keeping everything dry. I put 2 matches in here for a backup. You always have 1 extra of everything that you can. And you just kind of slice up the cubes so that they're flat and fit in here. I don't think a full cube would fit in too big. You'd have to have a much bigger package. So one thing, they don't make strike everywhere matches the way they used to. Diamond's gone to these green ones, and there's such, I mean, the old red ones, I have one left in here. The old red ones were nice. These were strike anywheres. But some of these, there's just no quality control. I don't know if, let me get one here. I don't know if you can see it on this camera, but the white is the starter, and this one is like minuscule compared to another one. So if you're going to do this kind of stuff, go through the box and pick out what look like good matches. So what I've done then is got 2 in the bottom, alternate them back and forth so that they don't strike each other and light themselves up. And then what I've done is I take a cube and I make thin slices out of them so that they'll fit in better. And all you need for something like that is just get yourself a hacksaw blade. You take the cube and you just, without a lot of pressure, just saw it. Don't give it a lot of pressure. It melts the cube. And then there it just right goes. Of course, wash your hands after you've done this, because you will have this chemical stuff all over you. So here I've got 2 cubes. I tried locking the matches in by themselves, and I just can't really do it too well on this food saver. Maybe some other people's ones will work, but I can't get this in there right, so I'm going to leave it as the same chamber. So all I do is I just take these 2 slices that I made, put them down in the pouch without getting too much of the Weber cubes on the top. I'm sure the Weber people don't like me doing this. Just kind of put it in there side by side, like so. Now I can see I've got this way too big, so I'm going to cut some of this off to get it down to a manageable size. Put it in your sealer and, you know, use whatever instructions your sealer has. Have it go until the light comes on in mine and off, and now it's done. No, it isn't. It was pushing on the cubes. I had it in too far. Let me try that again. Couldn't get a good suction. Okay, and there you've got a seal. You can trim this extra stuff off, and you've got your 2 matches and a piece of Weber cube. This, when it's all sealed up like it is now, that shouldn't get any water in there ever. So that might be, it's still a bit bulky for me, but it'll get the job done. So I thank WJF 213 for that suggestion. I thank Next Level Adventures 1 for his comment or question about just cutting the squares out of the pack and leaving the aluminum foil in place. I do wish that would have worked. I thank you for watching. I look forward to your input, questions, remarks, helpful suggestions, and as always, watch for my buddy Max. Bye now.